One thing I did was not shy if I were wrong or I did not know anything.
Don't try to see English as a subject or is the thing that you hate.
Reading not only academic stuff, reading for pleasure. That's the one that helps the most.
We don't run a lot about pronunciation or those kind of accent.
Try to see English this is a tool that you probably can use in everywhere.
My ESL class was pretty good. In about 6 months, I was speaking English much better than when I arrived.
I feel like if I'm talking to a friend, I'll be more confident.
In the class, in the discussion room, make sure your voice is being heard.
As much as you can, avoid using your language.
Okay, so it's 2:30 and I'm still working on this video, but I think it's worth it. And I know I did not upload any video last week, but it's actually hard and I don't want to fail any class. Okay, so this video is just about learning a new language. I just asked my international friends about their experiences learning English and what they found helpful for them. Before we go to this video, I just want to say to everyone that helped me directly or indirectly, thank you. And for the people in the video, thank you so much again for willing to be in my videos and trusting me in this. And for the audience, there is always an Arabic subtitle, as I said before. The English subtitle might come late now because I just don't have time. And having English subtitle is not because we are international students. It's just because I want it to be accessible for more people to watch it. Even if my guests were native English speakers, I will still add subtitle below. Anyways, let's watch the video.
One thing I did was not shy if I were wrong or I did not know anything. I was like, what does this mean? And what do you mean when you say that? When you say what's up, what do you mean what's up? So all those little things which are very common here in conversation, but then they don't really make sense because you're not used to using those words back home.
I know a lot of people learning English is not because they like it, they're being forced to learn it. So I'm telling you is that don't try to see English as a subject or is the thing that you hate. Try to see English this is a tool that you probably can use in everywhere.
To improve your English, talk in English to each other, but as much as you can, avoid using your language.
We actually started learning English, I think from middle school, the first grade. And then we don't run a lot about pronunciation or those kind of accent.
I highly recommend watching movies with subtitles in English and then no subtitles. Being with students who their first language is English, that would help a lot. When we spend time with them, you will make a lot of mistakes, but still how they you will get the benefit of them talking English all the time.
Although the national language is Nepali, I went to an English medium school where all the curriculum were taught in English. That's how I was able to learn English. But at home, with friends, with family, we always used to talk in Nepali.
The English language that we were taught were kind of British oriented. So that's why when I first came here even now, I would say I even now struggle with it.
I think you need to dedicate to the language. So if you are studying English, you need to study hard. Because if you don't study hard, you'll not learn.
Because it is not my first language, I'm not a native English speaker. The way I pronounce things were different than people are used to hearing. So I had to work on those. The way I say, let's say banana, I used to say banana, but then they say banana here. So even when I say banana in a different way, we're not able to comprehend it. So I had to adapt to the accent and the way you pronounce things, and that I need to work on. And also for the vocabulary part, right? Because the colloquial English is different than the way we learn English in our textbook and other literature materials. So I had to learn those lingos and then the terms and verbiage and everything.
When I arrived in US, I could speak a basic English. I could understand something, but it was not enough to have a good conversation with someone. So I started studying ESL and I was improving day by day because there was no option. I had to speak English. So my experience was pretty good. But I think it depends from person to person?
Like actually that's like one thing that I'm still working on.
I say just like put yourself into the environment and looking for chances to speak as English, to express yourself.
Try to avoid hanging out with people that speak your language, you know. Like obviously you can have, you know, your friends and whatever, and even maybe like if it's a goal of both of you to improve your English, talk in English to each other, you know, but as much as you can avoid using your language, you know. And I know it's hard because like sometimes you like crave it, like you need to speak your language, you know. Like sometimes I didn't live with my cousin Basti, right? Well, not most of I live with him, but not all the time. So the times that I didn't live with him, like I had to go hang out with him every once in a while to speak our native language, Rapa Nui, because, you know, Spanish I can speak, you know, there's a lot of, especially in Oregon, there's a lot of Spanish speaking students, but Rapa Nui, it was me and Basti, you know. So like I had to go to him every once in a while to speak in a native language, but as much as you can, avoid it.
Like you have to talk to people in English, you have to listen to people talking in English, also watching movies.
The professors will help you a lot if you have any question, but you need also to dedicate.
So literally, I won't say that cram school is the best solution because I was sent to cram school. But the things like cram school is not helping for me because, you know, studying in cram school, they just, you know, cram you with all the English information, but you are not using it. You just use it for your own test, trying to get a better grade, but you are not using it for your life. Since I was little, I was always think that language is not supposed to be a subject. It's supposed to be a tool. You have to use it. You have to, you know, apply it in your daily life.
I don't know because I don't think my English right now is like good enough.
Hey, you graduated with degree. Hey, like for real, you graduated with a degree. You speak with all of us. And I'm not being nice, it's for real, it's good.
Because like now still like sometimes I'm speaking with like my boss. It will be like I have time that I'm like speak less. Yeah.
Reading is actually very helpful. Even though it's you spend a lot of time, but it really helps you to organize your mind, organize your thoughts in the language that you're learning.
Reading novels is to improve in my reading, and then for watching movies and TV shows, I'm just trying to increase my listening ability and also speaking, because you want to try to speak as a native speaker as possible. So you will try to, you know, mimic the accent, you will try to mimic the tone, the pronounce.
How can someone go out of their bubble to speak English? Like if there are many people from the same group, like for example, I am with many Saudis here, so all the friends I meet are Saudis, but how can I go out of that and meet international students and learn the language from them or from domestic students? Yeah.
Well, like for me, I basically immerse myself into the environment where I cannot speak Chinese. So I would say maybe go to coffee hours.
Coffee hour is just an event that happens regularly now in many schools, where students just come and make new friends and talk to each other.
Or go to participate some events that hosted by domestic students.
I don't know how I practice my writing, but I think my writing is one of the worst part of my English.
You're good.
I think even probably you have a better writing skills.
Even you? I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment, honestly. I suck. Look at this. Look at this. Like, this is how I write. You are the third one I spoke with and told me about accents. Do you think it's important to mimic the American accent?
Sometimes, like especially in freshman year, like I felt that like my accent is not good enough, or like sometimes like when I order something, like when I talk with someone, they just don't understand what I'm saying. It was kind of like very shocking. At the same time, like made me realize that like I need to improve my English as well, like even when I, you know, already in the college in the US. And then that's one thing like that I'm still struggling with it too. And then sometimes I just like need to ask someone that like, is that correct, or like, how do you say that or something?
And is it bad like if you cannot mimic the accent?
I don't think it's that bad because accent is just accent. I believe I'm still having accent myself. So accent is not a big part of your life. As long as you can talk fluently, as long as you can talk, correctly, I don't think accent is a big part of English.
Accent is fine, but at the same time, like, some people just don't know the accent.
I heard someone told me last year, like, my English sucks. I said, yeah, because I speak 2 languages. And
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And then, that's a good thing because like we speak like at least 2 languages. And then for me, like, it's really like, cool thing. I'm proud of that. Like, I'm actually an international student. We have a boss way to communicate with someone and like just like mixed up culture. Like that's a really good thing. Yeah.
you actually reminded me of the time when you translated a paper from Spanish to English or English to Spanish, and your professor mistook.
That was me. I translated from Spanish to English, and she graded the Spanish version, and she gave me a 9 out of 10. And I was like, what the fuck? The English part was so good that she thought that it was the original one because it actually rhymed,
How good. Okay, to end this video very quickly, there are many ways to learn any language. Just try not to shy away from making mistakes and try to use that target language as much as possible. If you have any other tips, please write them down in the comments below, and please share this video. It took me a really long time to make it. Bye!